Hey y'all, my name's Summer Coble, and today I'm going to be comparing and contrasting two works of art from the pop art era. So first up, on the left-hand side of the screen, we have Three Flags, which was an encaustic painting by Jasper Johns. It was made in 1858. And on the right side, we have Floorburger, which is also pop art. It is a canvas that has been filled and painted. It was created by Claes Oldenburg in 1962. So first up, without even looking at the paintings, the first difference we see is that one is created in the 1950s, later on in the 50s, and one is early 60s. So as for the Three Flags, the time period of that is around the time of civil rights, and so noticing that it's three different flag painting, or three of the same American flag paintings just stacked on top of one another, you can kind of tell that civil rights was big during that time, and it may have something to do with that. On the right hand side, looking at Floorburger, in the 1960s, that was a time not too long after fast food was becoming a big thing. You know, restaurants like McDonald's, ones like that are known for their burger, and where fast food was just an upcoming and pretty new idea still, so you might can assume that the burger has something to do with that, and the fact that fast food and burgers and that kind of thing were becoming really popular during this time period. So hence the pop art, and as well as the media used for this piece. So that's just the first obvious difference is, although they are around the same time area, time frame, they both have a completely different meaning, and the time era that they were made in obviously has a very big difference for each painting, with one being a little more serious and having the deeper meaning as the one on the left, and then the Floorburger on the right is a lighter meaning, maybe something meant to be interpreted as funny or unusual, bizarre, something to laugh about. Maybe not the fact that, the painting's not something to laugh about, but just of what it's made of, if that makes sense. The next difference that we can point out is the medias used. So as I said, the one on the left is an encaustic painting, which is when hot wax is used on a surface with pigment to give it the color. And then on the right hand side for Floorburger, the artist used canvas, which he filled with foam, rubber, cardboard boxes, other miscellaneous stuff like that. And then you can see the adequate texture made that really gives it the more realistic look to it. I mean, if that meat looks realistic to you, that's up to you, but you can definitely tell the texture of the bun does make a big difference, does make it look more realistic. And then he used paint to give it even more detail and texture, as you see with the shading and the different tones of the browns and reds, and even with the green on top. Just kind of gives it a little bit of pizzazz, a little bit of extra detail that you probably wouldn't have otherwise noticed or gotten across if it would have just been a solid color for each of the pieces of the burger. As for similarities, both pieces are pop art. They both represent something that was popular during this time period. So that's kind of the biggest difference. Other than that, that's probably the biggest similarity. Other than that, they don't really have a lot in common. They're both two totally different styles of painting. One is painting on a surface, the canvas that's been filled, and the other was done with the hot wax material on a surface, so that's a little different for